good people lie. I lay out in the book, I think I'm a good person where I've lied. I still believe Andrew McCabe is a good person, but the Inspector General found that he lied, and there's severe consequences in the Justice Department for lying, as there should be throughout the government.
I lied. He said, good people lie all the time. Well, why is General Flynn now facing a penalty and had to admit to a lying? This is unbelievable. Here with reaction, former U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Joe diGenova. Oh, wait a minute. Full disclosure for all of you in the liberal media. Joe has done legal work for me in the past. He's one of the best lawyers out there. Also with us, Fox News contributor Sarah Carter. She has done no legal work for me ever. And Fox News legal analyst Gregg Jarrett. I have not had any legal work done with him either. But I've had dinner with Gregg and Sarah. I've had dinner, and I think I paid. All right. Now that
yes, you did.
All the caveats are out of the way. All right, but Joe, this is serious. You know, Michael Flynn's life has been on hold for a year now, and you have Comey now daring to admit he lied. And, oh, good people lie all the time. Really? Well, can we say that General Flynn's a good person? Because I think a guy that served his country 35 years is a good person.
Well, the bottom line is quite simple. There is a double standard of justice in the United States. There was one standard of justice for Hillary Clinton, and that was propounded by the Obama Justice Department and F.B.I., headed by James Comey. And then there was another standard of justice for the Trump campaign and Flynn and everybody else. And the bottom line was this. The president is being framed. General Flynn was framed. And no matter what Mr. Comey says, the lying that he started has not ended, and it continues to this day. He is destroying himself and the institution of the FBI. And believe me, everybody in that FBI building right now is embarrassed from head to toe.
Everyone I know in the FBI. And I keep saying, guys, the America knows it's not you. They know it's not the rank and file, which is very important. Gregg Jarrett, I want to go back to this criminal referral. This is serious business now, especially when Congress goes to the Attorney General. They're now this has to step up. Here's my question to you. We went over every one of those laws that they cited here. You are the master at this. You have a book coming out specifically about this. But as it relates to this criminal referral, how bad is it for all of these people?
I'd say they're in serious legal jeopardy, and most of the identified criminal statutes in the referral today go against James Comey, and they continue to mount. Now you have two different letters today identifying different potential crimes he committed. And it's amazing to me that he continues to yammer away in his vainglorious look at me book tour, because he is potentially incriminating himself. Just look at the first interview. He admitted that politics intruded into his decision-making in the Clinton case. That's potentially obstruction of justice. He can't be much of a lawyer if he keeps yapping away.
You know, I want to ask all three of you, because the thing that stunned me the most, and I got into this a lot last night, absolutely took my breath away. Comey is now admitting, Sarah, that it could be true, the dossier. Slow down. The Grassley Graham memo, the Nunes memo, it was the bulk of information to get a warrant to spy on an American who happened to be associated with the Trump campaign in the lead up to an election. They presented that to a judge to get a warrant, and they don't know if it's true. They never verified it, and they never told the judge that Hillary bought and paid for Russian lies from a foreign national. That is an outrageous admission.
It's an outrageous admission, Sean, because Comey himself told Congress this was a salacious and unverified dossier. This was a dossier, basically, that was information gathered from Russian intelligence by a foreign British spy. So this is outrageous. And the fact that he continues to propagate those lies, and that former CIA director John Brennan does the same, and James Clapper, it's like they're creating their own disinformation campaign. Look, it's not, if they're so concerned about the Russians and the Russian disinformation, they're the ones that are propagating Russian disinformation, because if they have evidence, they should let it out now. But the thing is, they don't have any evidence, and they had to admit to themselves.
You know, Joe,
did.
let me ask Joe the same question. Joe, this is what you do. Would you ever present unverified, uncorroborated, foreign national, Russian lies paid for by a political opponent information to a FISA judge to spy on an American?
No. I actually have reviewed FISA warrants and done that work when I was U.S. attorney and long before that. Here's the problem for the Democrats and for Brennan and Comey and Lynch and everybody else. They provided false information to a FISA court as part of a conspiracy to frame the incoming president of the United States. And there is simply no way around that any longer. Because what happened...
Are they caught?
Oh, this is over because Mr. Huber is going to have to drag a bunch of people before the grand jury. And when all is said and done, it will be shown that from President Obama on down, there was knowledge of the unmasking of American citizens for the purpose of leaking it to the media, to embarrass those people, get a political advantage, and to take down the incoming president of the United States. There is now no doubt that Brennan and Clapper and Comey and McCabe and others worked to undermine the incoming president in a criminal conspiracy. And Mr. Huber, if he does his job, will be able to prove that quite easily.
Greg, you agree with that?
I absolutely agree with that. But I worry when you have the Department of Justice investigating the Department of Justice. That's a recipe for corruption.
You got it.
I want to give a shout out to all of you. And Sarah Carter, it was March 8th of last year. You and John Solomon broke the story about the FISA warrant. It has taken a year to get where we are today. Tip of the hat to your investigative reporting. You've been right the entire time. Greg, you've been right the entire time. Joe, same with you and a lot of us. Thank you all. Unbelievable. And all the media's been telling you about is a conspiracy theory with no evidence. And Stormy Daniels.